Unexpected royal news. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian tie the knot, tightens love story sparkling heart. The palace. The protocol. The expectation of quiet order. But then, shock. A wedding no one thought would happen. And yet, it wasn't just a wedding. It was history rewritten before our eyes. Princess Leonor of Spain and Prince Christian of Denmark. Two heirs. Two powerful dynasties. And now, two hearts tied together in a story that Europe never imagined would be real. A union that seemed impossible has suddenly become undeniable. Today, we uncover how their journey defied tradition, stunned the world, and revealed the deepest truth about love in the corridors of power. From the very first whispers of their connection, the press dismissed it as fleeting, youthful charm. But behind closed doors, in private palaces and guarded gardens, a friendship quietly transformed into a bond no crown could contain. Their families, though bound by diplomacy, were not prepared for affection to bloom so quickly, or so deeply. And yet, bloom it did, forcing two monarchies to face a choice: resist, or embrace the inevitable. The engagement itself was cloaked in secrecy. Unlike other royal announcements, which are carefully staged with photographs, interviews, and planned appearances, this came suddenly. No leaks, no rumors, just a statement that shattered Europe's calm: Leonor and Christian would marry. Instantly, speculation ignited. Why now? Why so suddenly? And what had convinced two of the most tradition-bound families in the world to allow it? The answer lies in the wedding itself. Not just one ceremony, but layers of symbolism, moments stitched together like chapters in a novel. The Spanish ceremony, intimate yet lavish, honored Leonor's heritage as the future queen. The Danish celebration paid homage to Christian's lineage and anchored him firmly as the heir of Copenhagen. But the final, unexpected private exchange, just between them, away from cameras, was where the raw truth was revealed. There, without titles, they were not prince and princess. They were just Leonor and Christian. Two souls daring to build a life beyond protocol. But of course, love at this level does not unfold without resistance. Inside Spain's palace walls, whispers of disapproval echoed. Was Leonor ready for such a step while still training for her future reign? In Denmark, questions were sharper. Could Christian's devotion to Leonor complicate his duty as future king? Every royal advisor weighed in, every strategist considered the risks. And yet, their decision was firm. They chose love, not hesitation. The gifts exchanged between them told a story deeper than words. Leonor gave Christian a medallion from her great-grandmother's collection, an heirloom steeped in Spanish history, carrying the weight of generations. Christian, in return, presented Leonor with a piece of jewelry not sanctioned by Danish tradition but chosen from his personal taste, symbolizing that this bond was not arranged, not expected, but real. Forbidden in its defiance of protocol, the gift marked a turning point. This was no performance for the cameras. This was a declaration. And the world reacted. Streets in Madrid filled with cheering crowds. Copenhagen saw public squares adorned with flowers and flags. Social media erupted into debates. Was this fairy-tale romance a distraction from deeper crises in Europe, or was it exactly what the people needed, a story of unity in divided times? Across the Atlantic, the United States joined in fascination, reading every detail, dissecting every photograph, wondering what such a marriage could mean for international relations. But here lies the deeper curiosity: what does this wedding mean for the monarchies themselves? Traditionally, royal unions have been tools of diplomacy, symbols of alliances, chess moves in power struggles. But Leonor and Christian's marriage carries a different message. It speaks to a new generation of royals willing to put emotion ahead of strategy, love ahead of politics. Yet one must ask, can a monarchy survive if its heirs begin to follow their hearts instead of their advisors? The triple wedding structure, costing millions, sent a clear message: this was not just for their families. It was for the people, for Europe, for the world. But was it also a gamble? With every headline praising their courage, there are equal whispers of scandal. Older royals grumble that love cannot hold a crown. Advisors warn that personal happiness can fracture national expectations. And yet, the couple walks forward, hand in hand, defying the weight of centuries. The intimacy of their vows was perhaps the most stunning moment. While the world expected grand speeches and rehearsed promises, Leonor and Christian kept their words private. What was said is known only to them, though fragments have leaked through close aides. Promises not of kingdoms, not of power, but of presence. Of choosing each other through storms. For many, it was this raw humanity that turned them from distant royals into relatable young lovers navigating impossible worlds. But one question burns brighter than the rest: what happens next? Will this union strengthen Spain and Denmark, forging a powerful axis in Europe's monarchy? Or will it spark quiet rivalries, jealousy from other houses, tension in alliances not yet visible? Already, whispers from the British and Swedish royal courts suggest unease. A love story this grand threatens to overshadow other heirs. And in monarchy, image is everything. Still, the people's voice is louder. Across Spain, young girls see Leonor not only as a future queen, but as a woman who dared to love freely. In Denmark, citizens admire Christian for embracing vulnerability rather than hiding behind tradition. And beyond Europe, in places where monarchies are distant spectacles, this story has ignited fascination again. Not because of crowns, but because of connection. For 45 minutes, we could trace every pearl, every embroidered thread, every whispered blessing in this saga. But what lingers most is not the pageantry, not the wealth, not even the politics. It is the reminder that beneath the robes and titles, these royals are human. Humans who long, who risk, who dare. And so, the love story of Princess Leonor and Prince Christian becomes more than a headline. It becomes a question: can true love reshape monarchy itself?